Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and in today's episode, I'll be getting to know Jane Powers, who's an award-winning international speaker and sales trainer, as well as a best-selling author. So, Jane, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Hello. I always want to come on with an accent because people make more money with accents. I
Yes,
really
they
believe
do.
that. So thank you for having me.
Awesome, thank you. And talking of accents, whereabouts are you based right now?
I am in Arizona, but I'm originally from Chicago. So if you
Mhm.
hear a little bit of an accent, that's the best it goes. I get a little Chicago every once in a while.
Awesome, thank you. Well, I'm in Birmingham here in the UK, and I've got a very strong Midlands accent, so don't worry about it at all. So I just want to share a little bit more about you before we do get started. So with decades of successful speaking, training, and coaching experience, as well as having founded and won 3 multi-million-dollar businesses, Jane guides thousands of her clients to speak with confidence and sell with authority, and brings everything that you need to ensure a competitive edge in the marketplace. The title for today's episode is How to Speak with Confidence and Sell with Authority. And Jane's going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. So question number 1 today is, who are your ideal clients?
So let me tell you, I will do it in less than 7 seconds. So people
Okay.
buckle up and be ready to go because in 17.5 seconds, I should, if not, turn off this episode right now, but I should have you leaning in. So I am Jane Powers. Entrepreneurs and business owners hire me to speak with confidence and sell with authority because most are boring, confusing, and inconsistent, and they can't articulate their message clearly enough and leaving money on the table. So I help them connect, capture, and close their ideal audience. Bottom line, every time you open your mouth, you should make money. So that is my famous, like world renowned, I start that rumor, world renowned intromercial. So what the best way to move yourself into success is ditch your elevator pitch.
Got it.
It's old fashioned. Nobody, if you're saying I help, people are thinking, oh, that's so sweet. Forget about it. People hire me, and that's what you want to do. So
Awesome.
that is like the most epic thing I can tell you, and I'll give you more, but yes. So continue with your questions.
Fantastic. I'm leaning in already. So when you think of your ideal clients, what would you say is the biggest challenge that they typically face?
they they don't know how to say what they do, and they most of them are telling us how they do it. We don't care how you do it. We don't care if there's 4 features, there's 7 calls, there's 8, partridge in a pear
Yeah.
tree. We don't care about that. What people need to understand, 3 points, and I'm going to tell you: position me. So they need to understand you're the best in the industry. They need to know you are the best for them. So the first thing you have to do is write down every job you've had and every problem you've solved. Position me. I'm awesome. I've created 3 multi-million-dollar businesses. I was top producer, top 3% in real estate. I've turned profits around 240% in 11 months. Whoop-de-doo. What does that all mean? That means I know exactly what I'm doing. I've been a
Yeah.
professional speaker over 30 years. Position them is your next step. Write down every pain that your ideal client has. Because if you're not poking the bruise, people aren't going to move. I'm not going to move in this seat unless my butt gets numb. Then I'm going to be
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Make them uncomfortable. Don't make them bleed. So position me, position them, and then position your invitation. That's it.
Yeah.
But most people are out there giving dissertations, and when you're done, they're going, do you know what they do? I have no idea what they do.
I love it. Yeah, that's all so important. And so that's clearly a big challenge for people. And I guess if people aren't able to articulate what they do and who for and how, what impact will that have on their results as a business owner?
Yeah, and everybody wants to build a funnel, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's like, "Ooh, can you
Yeah.
build me a funnel?" A funnel is simply a flow chart. They go from this point to this point to the next point, and then they buy.
Yeah.
But in absence of a message that is clear enough and precise enough, you've got an empty funnel, you've got no sales leads, you've got confusion, and you have people buying from your competitors that are saying exactly what they do. So
Got it.
if you don't clearly articulate it, uh, it doesn't matter how pretty your website is, doesn't matter if your image consultant has done a great job, your message will fall flat.
Yeah. Well, you've already given lots of advice so far, but let's say if somebody just want to put this into practice or into place, what's the first thing that they should do to get started?
Well, I mean, obviously, contact me. No,
Yeah.
truly, if you are interested in an intromercial, and it's not an infomercial, it's intromercial, go to intromercialimpact.com and you can get 5 infomercials. We've gone AI, so AI does it, but then truth be told, I was telling Tom, I'm a control freak. I will look at the infomercial to make sure it's polished up and goes out in the standard that I expect. So I would say start to understand what you do and stop looking at what everybody else does. I have a lot of people that will follow me, and I hear them out in the world going, speak with authority and sell with confidence. I'm like, it feels so familiar to me,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work for them.
Hmm.
So being original, being unique, an intromercial gives you unique uh, impact on the world. And then you move into a talk. The talk has 7 key components. You've got to have those. There's
Yeah.
so many things that people go out and teach. Teaching doesn't sell. I, After I'm done speaking, I don't want someone to feel comfortable and relieved. I want people to be curious. I want people to take action, whether it's with me or someone else. You've got to compel people to move. Otherwise, you're just teaching.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
doesn't grow a business.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So go to intromercialimpact.com. I'll put that link into the show notes as well, so people can click on that and they can get started on that intromercial right away. So obviously you've been through lots of journeys throughout your life as a business owner, coach, entrepreneur, author, expert. So what would you say is one of your greatest either mistakes or failures that you've made either in life or business, and what did you learn from it?
Oh, I'm telling you, I've been around the block probably 20 times. I've been an entrepreneur for
Yeah,
over 25 years
yeah,
in real estate, in investing. I'll tell you the biggest thing, and I preach this to anyone that will listen. Do not put someone's authority above your own.
yeah,
And I even say that to my clients. My clients pay me and they forget that they are the master of their business. They forget they are the highest of their authority of their decisions. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in someone else's experience and authority, dismissing my own.
yeah,
And really looking to the gurus to solve my problem. And I tend to be a bit of a rebel. I know in 7 minutes, 10 minutes, we can't tell that, but I am. And if everybody's going left, I'm going right. Why? Just because everybody's going left, I don't want to follow the sheep. Everybody
yeah.
becomes a sheep in a program. I am a custom designer of my business. You have to be as well.
I love
So
that.
it ends up, most people, they pay their heart, their soul, their money, and end up with nothing. If you give away your authority, you give away your profits, your dignity, and the validation of who you are.
Fantastic. What a valuable lesson that you've learned and just shared with our audience as well. Okay, so the next question and the last question from me is, what is the one question that I should have asked you that will also bring some great value to our audience today?
So I always love interviews where I always want to do an interview where it's a got you question,
Yeah.
where people go, "Oh my God, did he really just ask her that?" So I don't even have my own gotcha question, but I guess the one thing I would love to finish with is the fact that you must find your voice. In your voice is your power. In your power, you can do anything. In absence of expressing your truth authentically, you are going to fall flat. I mean, and people will do fine. People will do fine in business. You can be a copycat. You can run around and follow all the gurus. You'll do fine. When I stopped following everyone else in the industry, that's when I made the millions. And I'm going to tell you, find what's important to you. I made the millions, got to the top of the heap, and went, is that all there is? It
Yeah.
wasn't that exciting,
Yeah.
people. And running $1 million, multi-million dollar business, it takes effort and it's consistent. So what I recommend is find your voice, find your power, and decide what the heck you want to do with it, and then live off the fat of the land. Like live off the proceeds that you made,
Yeah.
and just enjoy life. Don't make this so complicated. There's a new paradigm right now, post COVID. There's a new paradigm. Do business differently. Don't do it like the rest. Don't chase one client after another. Authentically stand in your power and make a difference in the world.
I love it. Do business differently. Thank you so much, Jane. I really appreciate you coming along and sharing such great value with our audience.
You bet.